Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Soul Portal Journeys. I'm Renee Varnador, and this is the new moon ceremony. Wow, woohoo! We've got the new moon happening, and during the new moon, we always go into what is being conceived. And Venus is at a stage in her process that she is in the gestation phase. So that's pretty amazing that Venus and the moon are both kind of similar on the same page right now. So we're back. Thank you for being patient, everybody. And who couldn't find me, I had a computer issue earlier. But here we are with the new moon ceremony. So we will do a meditation to discover what is being conceived within you on a soul level. But first, I wanted to, make sure everybody had everything that they're going to need for the ceremony later. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the placements of the moon and what other archetypal patterns are activated right now by this. So this is my sacred water. I'm going to sanctify my water because we're going to need it later in the ceremony. So I just have a couple drops. If you don't have sacred water from Chalice Wells or Mount Shasta or the Ganges River, then just put Reiki symbols in the water, or if you don't know Reiki symbols, just do 2 spirals, one clockwise and one counterclockwise. We have now sanctified our water. It's ready to go. If we want to clear our aura, I feel like I definitely need that. So I'm going to go ahead and use my aura spray that kind of clears out all of the anxiety stuff. You could also use a selenite wand. Selenite is a kind of white crystal that is very good at picking up and clearing. It can clear your other crystals, but it can also clear, if you've got thoughts that are spiraling. So this is kind of I usually don't do this long, but I feel like there's a lot going on. So it's calming me down. It's taking all the spin. As I spin it, it's taking away some of that spin. So that's always good. Okay, so here are some of the things we're going to need for the ceremony. I'm going to now light my candle. And as I light my candle, I'm going to be thinking about the light that I want to shine within me. So it's not like this outer, I'm going to have a smile on my face because people don't like it if I'm sad. It's more like, okay, from deep within me, this light within me, within my heart, that's what I'm going to let shine. So I've got my candle lit, and the light from this candle is reminding me that the divine spark within me, and then the divine spark within each one of you here, Diane, Carrie, and Lupe. We're all really close. Lupe and I are in Rosarito, and Diane and Carrie are in San Diego. But we may be having some people on the replay, and I'm thinking of them and energetically bringing them in also. So here we go. The divine spark in all of us. It's a good reminder. Okay, so we are going to look at this new moon. One of the things is we can look to the tarot, because the tarot has a moon card and a sun card. And this happens to be the angel tarot. And so we've got the moon with one of the archangels that we sang her into the heart, Archangel Haniel. And she has to do with psychic insights. So that's pretty powerful. So we might get some psychic insights today during the meditation. That'd be cool. And then here's the sun and Archangel Uriel. And I'm actually going to give a talk on Archangel Uriel at my church on Sunday. So that'll be interesting. And he has to do with more the mind and brilliant ideas, but not like the mind that tells me, oh, Renee, you're so messed up and oh my God, this is going to happen. It's it's more the higher mind, that Archangel Uriel and the sun and that part of us that shines. So these two are meeting. We think of Archangel Uriel and the sun as part of our solar plexus chakra. So if you want to put your hands on your solar plexus chakra and just kind of tune into your own life force energy, your own power within you. And then the moon has to do with the third eye. So you can have one hand on your third eye and one hand on your solar plexus, because these two are meeting. These two archangels are meeting, the sun and moon are meeting, and the solar plexus and the third eye can also meet. It's always good when we have different chakras meeting each other, because it helps us bring more of who we are together. It helps us connect. So yesterday was the new moon, and this is what it looked like. If you're going to look at it flat, the sun, this is a little glyph for the sun, this is a little glyph for the moon, and that's Venus right here. And earlier in the day, yeah, well, actually on the 13th, Venus was exactly this on the same degree as the sun. So those two met. And that was called the inception of Venus, when the rays of the sun and just totally infused Venus. So Venus just took in the rays of her sun. It's also our sun. And so it's like a fertilization or an inception, and it's like a 2-day inception phase that she got to go through, because she was so close on the very same astrological degree as the sun. And we know that the sun is in Leo right now. We're in Leo season. We just had the Lionsgate. Everybody's all excited for 8/8, which is a numerological powerful thing. And so here we have the Venus walking away from, because she's in retrograde, you can see she's in the red right now. So she's going backwards after she met up with the sun. She's going backwards. But we can see some other things happening. We can see that all of this also has a really strong, beautiful flow to Chiron, the wounded healer. And so there's an opportunity or an invitation to heal and release our sacred wounds. So we could get healing right now at this time with anything that we know is like a sacred wound. Like for me, I know that being misunderstood is a sacred wound that I hold. Some people hold a sacred wound of abandonment. And so these are all wounds that can come up to be healed. These are universal, and sometimes our lives play out scenarios that help us clear all of that stuff for the collective. And here we've got Eris, and we know that Eris means fierce grace, and Eris is at 25 degrees, and she's right next to the North Node at 26 degrees, which are, again, trining this new moon. So we're looking, the North Node is like, helps us get clarity on our destiny. So our destiny has to do with fierce grace, healing of wounds, embracing the divine feminine within us, which is sometimes Venus is considered like the woman, and, the lower vibration, it can be really catty. But on the higher vibrations, Venus is much more connected to, we can tap into Venus as the divine feminine. We also have Saturn right next to this amazing star, Fomalhaut. And I know Lupe's got that star, and I don't remember everybody else's chart, but I know Lupe's got it. And so that's Archangel Gabriel's star. There were 4 archangels, and anybody that's had, like Lupe, had a galactic astrology reading for me knows what their stars are, as far as there's 4 archangels that are related to the 4 royal stars, and Archangel Gabriel is one of those. And I've been doing a lot of creative writing. This is the creative writing card for Archangel Gabriel. And I also feel like she is helping us embrace our leadership in whatever area of leadership that means. Like for me, I'm more of a leader right now in my church because I get to teach a couple of healing classes. So there's this Archangel Gabriel showing up with leadership opportunities for us. And then Archangel Gabriel nurturing. So a lot of times if we're good nurturers, we will like nurture everybody else and forget to nurture ourselves. But Archangel Gabriel, when we realize, oh my gosh, I'm burned out, I forgot to nurture myself, we can go to Archangel Gabriel and ask for help nurturing ourselves. So these are all cards for her because she's part of being next to Saturn. Saturn is leadership, Saturn is responsibility, Saturn is structure. So all of those things Archangel Gabriel is coming through with because she's right next to Saturn right now. Anybody have any questions? I kind of wrote down some of the things that we're looking at. I didn't mention that Mercury and Mars are together in Virgo. And that's interesting because Mercury has to do with communication and Mars has to do with action. So if there are things emails that you've been wanting to write or letters you've been wanting to write or people you've been wanting to call and you haven't done it, this is a really good energy to get that done because Mars is right there wanting you to take action on those kinds of communications. So let's see what else we got. All right, so I didn't notice any questions. Unmute if you have a question that I didn't recognize. And we're going to go on quickly to Venus. This was Venus on the 13th of August. This was her inception phase. And you can see there she is at 20 degrees Leo, along with the sun, 20 degrees 28. And you could see that the moon was over here in Cancer when all this was happening. And the moon took a couple of days to come over and join the sun. And so that's just kind of, you can tell that that's already really approaching new moon energy when the moon is this close to the sun. And then these two were not as close, but Mercury kind of caught up with Mars a little bit. Fomalhaut was still conjunct Saturn. These two were still on the same degree, but we had the midheaven coming in also, which is kind of a destiny moment. So we have some nice flowing energy. We also have this structure here. So in structures and squares and grand crosses are invitations to us to take what is floating around in our head, floating around in our heart, floating around in our chakras, and have a container to put them in that is going to, like a structure to put them in, so that we can work with it and contain it until you understand it and it crystallizes, and then you can open it out and release what you've got. So that's what I think that this is all about, because this right here, these grand squares can be difficult until you're used to them, how to work them. And this is basically really close, a couple hours away from my solar return chart, which was at 20 degrees, 59 minutes. The sun was 29 degrees, 59 of Leo. So it's just like, oh, wow. This is kind of what I get to work with. I get to structure a lot of the things that have been floating around. So it's a good time, which is, I think, why I'm working with Archangel Gabriel to write poetry right now. So, and I wrote a Venus poem. Anybody wants a copy of it, I'll send it to you. But it's just this right here, this energy of the square helping us structure some of our thoughts. Okay, any questions on Venus and what she's doing? Okay, so what is Venus doing today? She's going, like I mentioned, she's in the red, so she's in retrograde. And since the beginning of the year, she was in remembering and embodiment. Then she went into wholeness in June, completion in July, transition August 6th, inception on August 13th, which is the chart I just showed. And today, and at the new moon yesterday, she was in gestation, which is this sense of being about to be born. And then she goes into birth in 2 days, and then emergence in 2 days. And then it takes her a while to hit fullness. And by emergence, we should start seeing her as the morning star. So she's still invisible because she's below the horizon right now, but she's going to be the morning star. She was the evening star this whole time. And when she went into completion, that's when she started to go down, started the process. Well, on August 6th, she started to go down. She was at her height, then she started to go down below the horizon. So a gestation phase, that's what I was saying, below the horizon and invisible. And it's as if she's in the womb. So she's got some raw energy that begins and is kind of self-organizing. It's like you're finding the foundation within you. So when Venus is in retrograde, we're looking within. When Venus is not in retrograde, we're taking actions and looking at our relationships with other people outside of us and taking actions there. But during Venus retrograde, we take action within ourselves. So we meditate more, we write more, we do more tuning in to what's within us and the foundational structure within us and how that works for us. So we're self-organizing. And then, so growing our inner development at this time is kind of what Venus is doing. So it's kind of like we're giving birth to our own selves. She is about to give birth. She has absorbed humanity's symbols, shadows, and evolutionary needs. So we may not even be aware of some of the stuff that we've been absorbing, as Venus has been absorbing those things over the last 2 days. And one of the things that we're going to be doing during this ceremony is refining our intentions. So once we connect and get in tune with Venus and the moon, we're going to come out of that meditation and work with our journal like we always do, but really get in there and refine what our intentions are, because when we really state our intentions, then that helps move us forward with what we need to do. Anybody have any questions about Venus and her phases? Okay, so we'll just keep. Okay, you guys all know that we're going into the eye of the heart, which is like a Vesica Pisces. It's like 2 circles, circle of spirit and circle of matter coming together. We've got like a in this almond shape between the 2 circles, we can have what Archangel not Archangel, Our Lady of Guadalupe has, which is like this golden halo all the way around her, all the way from the top of her head to the bottom of her feet. So we're going to have that kind of energy, and we're going to find this eye of the heart within the heart. It's in the deep place of the heart. So I know all of you guys know that, but I'm saying this mostly for people that are going to watch the replay. What is the eye of the heart? It's within us. So here we are. We've got all of our stuff, and I'm going to stop sharing, and it would be nice if I had queued up a song for us to sing. Any questions while I'm queuing up the song about what we're gonna do? We're gonna move. We're gonna do some movement. We're gonna do draw some squares, draw some trines, draw some figure eights. Always love drawing figure eights. Here we go. Okay, so we're gonna move. We've got our scarves. Okay, so we have moved around. I got some items from my Venus altar behind me that remind me of Venus. These are like little abundance coins, and this is some essential oil that's rose. So take whatever item that you may or may not have brought that reminds you of Venus, or one of the other items you brought for the ceremony. And I can just, we call Venus the rose because she makes that pattern in the sky as she goes through her phases and her processes. So we are now going to be going into meditation. So have your feet on the ground. And take a deep breath, one deep breath, just kind of center you here. Be centered where you are. And now take a second intentional breath. Maybe breathe in from behind your heart, behind your lungs. We're opening now this space within us, within our heart. And now we are focused on our feet on the ground, feeling the energy of the earth come up to touch our feet, bringing those nutrients from the earth up our legs, as if we were a tree and had roots at the bottom of our feet, bringing that beautiful earth energy up, bringing it to our root chakra, bringing it to our sacral chakra, where we can ask and find out and wonder about what is being conceived during this new moon, what is being conceived during Venus's gestation stage. We all have wombs that may hold something that we are just getting an inkling of what is ready to be conceived within us. And now we are moving the earth energy up into our solar plexus, the energy of the sun, the energy of Archangel Urias. We move this earth energy into our hearts. We leave some of this earth energy in our hearts. This beautiful heart opening with the earth and the moon and the sun and Venus. And we bring we leave some earth energy in our hearts. We bring some to our throat chakra. We bring some to our third eye, and we exhale what we can't use out the top of our head. And now we bring in energy. We can feel the light of Venus. We can feel the light of the sun. We can feel the moon. All of that coming through us, bringing that light down into our heart. Now we're going to take another breath inside the heart. And we are feeling this beautiful golden halo, this golden circle around us, just as Our Lady of Guadalupe has a golden circle around her. And we feel this protective energy encasing us like a seed. And we're wondering, since this is Pleiadian energy, evolutionary guidance of planting, what is being planted here within us now? And so we're going to go into silence for a couple of minutes. And the question we go into with is, what is being conceived within me on a soul level? What is gestating within me? What is being conceived?
And slowly, slowly become aware of the room that you're in, and ask your higher self, ask Venus, ask the moon, ask Archangel Gabriel, what baby step can I take? What intention can I set that is going to bring this thing within me that wants to be birthed for me? What can I do? What action can I take? What action can Mercury and Mars over there take to bring this along? To bring what is being conceived into gestation, into birthing into my life, and helping to transform, being more of the soul that I am while in this body on the earth now. And when you get an inkling of what that might be, go ahead and get your journal and start to write.
down anything that has come up for you. Hmm. Okay, so if you haven't come back into your body yet, go ahead and come back. And if you want it to write down anything, go ahead and do that. And think about what you are setting your intention for. What is it that you want to take another step towards? Think about an intention, because we're going to think about that intention as we're going to drink our sanctified water in a moment. So think about what you can be, like, if just a few words, 3 or 4, you can be thinking about as we're going to be drinking the sanctified water in a moment. Mm. Mm. Okay, so if you got your intention, great. If you are watching this replay and you don't have your intention yet, just stop this so that you can come back when you've got it. Okay, so Lupe and Diane, do you guys both have a couple of your intention ready to go? Okay, so we're going to go to our sanctified water and think about that intention you set as we drink the water. So the water, feel the water going all the way through you. And as the water goes through you, your intention flows through you also. And now think about your higher power, maybe an archangel, maybe Mary Magdalene or Mother Mary or another ascended master, Kuan Yin. And here's, take your chocolate, your dark chocolate. And as you eat this dark chocolate, you are asking for the help of that being that you want help with to do this. So I'm going to, for me, I'm asking Archangel Gabriel. So I'm going to just have like this sense of communion with that being, that higher being that I want to help bring in to help me. So go ahead and eat your chocolate. Okay. Wow, for me that was powerful. It's time to share if you want to. Let me know if you want to share by unmuting. For me, I could really feel Archangel Gabriel keying in, helping me recognize when she's with me as I'm asking of what I'm asking for. So Diane, go ahead. Would you like to share what came through for you?
Okay, what came through for me is what, obviously the question was what I'd like to grow inside of me. What's my intention? And basically what they said to me, brilliance, honor, and truth. Also a knowing of freedom of your being. It's time to awaken higher and let wonderment settle in.
Wow.
And I felt that. I just felt this beautiful energy and like a peacefulness that
Yep.
that I loved. And then we also were like, how can I go about making this happen? What they said is the celebration of dancing can make this happen. Joy is key.
Mm.
And that was, yeah, that was it. So
Oh,
I think by me earlier doing the dancing, I mean, it really, really took me there. Yes, it was beautiful. Thank you very much.
oh, good. Yeah, that's the main reason why we move, why we
Yeah.
dance. We're trying to bring in the energies. I just had everybody think about with their brain. Now we're trying to feel it in our body and then sit down and say, okay, well, what just did something shift? What was it? So we're
Yes.
kind of opening our heart to more. And
Mhm.
that's so awesome that you get to
Yes.
experience more joy and more freedom. Woo! I like
Yeah.
it. I love it. Are you kidding? Sounds
Mhm.
great.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
pick your own music and go for it.
You got it. I will. Okay. Woo.
Oh, awesome. Lupe, did you want to share anything? You don't have to, but if you want to, go ahead and unmute. Mhm. Okay, go.
This is kind of a hard one to share because it's very personal.
Okay, you don't have to. We're on YouTube right now and people are going to watch the replay. So what we can, if you choose, you can choose to have the whole world know, or you can choose and talk to me. And if Diane doesn't have to leave early, talk to both of us when I turn off YouTube. So it's up to you, Lupe.
I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I'll just say it. Doesn't matter. It's it is personal, but it's okay. Courage to have faith is what I'm hearing. And it's a matter of stepping forward and trying to relieve backache. And I have a lot of problems with back pain. But what has been presented to me, and I really believe the higher power has presented this to me, and that's why I'm having such a hard time with it, is that it costs a lot of money to do this treatment. And I just, went away like that. And I hate spending money, you know. I was in Michigan this last time, visiting Scott's family, and I bought these shoes, and I almost didn't buy them, and because they cost more than I've ever spent on shoes. But I also went through that. It's okay to spend money on yourself, you know. And so I bought them, and I've been very happy with them. It's the same kind of idea, feeling that I'm having. I'm also at this time talking about fixing my front teeth because I had, some implants done, but when he couldn't do the implants in the front, so he put a partial there, but my teeth don't show. And it's really been like a personal thing, oh God, what happened? And now I see my pictures whenever I take a picture, I'm either just smiling or like this. And so I have an opportunity to do that. But it's kind of scary because what they're going to do is do a little surgery up here. And it's scary to think what's going to happen if it's doesn't turn out right. So I'm scared, but the weird thing about it is that my higher power seems to be telling me to do this. So I'm asking, and it's made me a little sad. I can tell I've been in a bad mood kind of, because this is going on in my head. So I'm asking to be happy and not worry about, what's going to happen, the money, the looks, because it's my higher power is telling me to do this, to accept what my higher power proposes.
Okay,
That's it.
wow. Lupe, everything that you were talking about is in the realm of Venus. Venus loves her appearance and wants us to spend money on ourselves and all of that. Venus is worried about, Venus is our abundance. We can ask Venus, okay, Venus, you want me to do this? You want me to do this? Show me the money, honey. Bring it to me. I want to see that unexpected income in the mail, sweetheart. You can be, chatting with Venus because everything that you shared is in the Venus realm. So it's like she's with you right now, wanting to go on this journey with you. So taking care of yourself, self-care and Venus are very, very powerful and strong. So the whole Venus archetype is with you really strong while she's going through retrograde right now. So I just, what you're saying is just like this perfect example of her.
Right now, I have to, I'm going through this right now. And, Scott's mother, my husband's mother died last December, as you know. And that's where the money's coming from, because this lady had, money to give his son. And Scott is like going, do it. He's the one that's telling me to do it.
Well, you already got the money in the mail then. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? What's other funny? I was thinking, what angel can I ask? Michael? No, not Michael. I'm going to have to call Renee up and ask her what angel I should ask. And you answered it. Weird. Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Lupe. Thank you.
Did you ever find your cat?
No, a little bit is still missing. Where'd she go? We have this one. Hey, Buzz. Buzz is still with us, but she's over. At first she was really upset that the other one's gone, but
yeah.
So
sorry, I just seen her and I remembered.
She's a sweetheart. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close us out. Any other sharing that needs to happen? For me, I just saw that I'm missing one step when I go into the eye of the heart, and there's a whole step about threading the needle. They showed me threading a needle, and that will bring me higher. Diane talked about being brought higher into her. I feel like I come from my higher self, but there's even more higher parts of my higher self, if that makes sense. So it's just like threading the needle and moving up. So that's part of what I'm asking Archangel Gabriel to help me with as I bring that, you know, whatever I do, just go into that place and bring that through. Hi, sweet little kitty. So if anybody wants to say anything before we sing ourselves out. Oh, I got shoot. Okay, so Carrie had to leave. Can either of you guys stay for 5 minutes while I go through the rest of what I was gonna say? We got started late. Yeah, Diane, you're good? Okay, so I'm gonna share this. Where am I? Oh. Okay, so we did this. You guys did amazing. And okay, so our next, so what's coming up is the full moon in Pisces is coming up at the end of the month on August 30th. It's like the second new moon in this month. We had one August 1st, and we're having one August 30th. The next time we're going to meet is right after the new moon in Virgo, which is happening on September 14th. We're going to meet Friday, September 15th at noon. And this is my website. This is what I'm offering right now, the Essence of You Soul Reading Astrology. If anybody listening is interested in getting a Venus cycle reading, where we're really looking at where Venus is in your chart, what phase Venus was in when you were born, what star point Venus was in, all of the Venus stuff that is happening right now, and that there is a look for an email. Those of you who are watching the replay, this is the email I'm talking about. There is a place for you to click right below this video that tells you about the discount for a reading that relates to your Venus cycle and what's going on with Venus with you right now. So watch for that. And I'm going to be coming out with a galactic astrology readings pretty soon. I'm on the verge of sending off my galactic astrology certification packet to my mentor. So that's coming up. And everybody will be able to, if you're, you know, coming up for all of that. So we are now going to be singing ourselves out. We sing, we are a circle. We are a circle of love. We are bringing in Carrie, who was with us. We are bringing in several people that I know will want to, are going to be watching this replay. And so we're bringing in their energy, and we are singing in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace.